Hey gamers, and welcome back to some more Tales of the Abyss. When we last left off, a whole lot of shit happened, right? Like, I can't even remember just how much happened. No, I can remember, but it was a lot. It was like a lot of stuff happened. For starters, Master Van betrayed us and made Luke believe that he was doing good, that he was gonna do a hyper resonance to get rid of the miasma in Axerif, but in reality none of that happened, and what actually happened was that he made Luke destroy one of the pillars, which I think are called Sephiroths, and pillars of the world, right, that basically hold like the land and the oceans in the upper part of the world. And then he made Luke destroy one of those, which made Axerif city completely fall apart on the ground, to closer to what I believe is closer to the center of the planet, right? And the center of the planet is like completely and dominated by miasma and mud and sea of mud and miasma, and it was a large revelation, right? It was a major plot point, right? Review, right? And after that, we miraculously still had the Tartarus ship still functional, so we took it and came to this city here, this Eula city, which was a suggestion by Tyr, which I'm guessing she's from over here, right? And as we arrived here, Ash also arrived as well, and he fought together with Luke, and we lost that battle, or at least I lost that battle. Wasn't able to put much of a fight. And he dropped yet another major plot point, right, which was telling Luke that he was actually a replica or clone, right, a copy of Ash here. And yeah, I think that was basically everything that happened. I do have a few notes here that I want to share with you all about my thoughts on this whole ordeal, on all of these plot points that were revealed. I'll try not to take too much time here, but I still wanna talk about this few notes that I have here, because I think it's something that I want to share with you all about my thoughts, you know. And one of the plot points, at least a few of the plot points that I have a little bit of mixed feelings about, is about Luke being a replica of Ash here. So when Ash told Luke that he was a replica of him, he also told him that Luke had basically stolen everything from Ash, right? His life, his parents, his home, his engagement, like everything. He took over his life. And if I think really hard about it, it makes sense, you know, because I'm thinking about Ash maybe trying to return home, but he couldn't do it. Maybe the guards would have tossed him out, even if he was telling the truth that he was the true son. Maybe the guards wouldn't have believed him and thrown him away, thinking that he might be a thief, you know, or something like that. And I also think that maybe Ash here had a status of a commoner, so it wasn't easy for him to get an audience with the king or with the duke or the nobility himself. So if you think really hard about it, then it makes sense, you know, it makes sense that Luke has taken over everything from Ash. However, what I have mixed feelings about is that the game, and I think the anime as well, or at least so far, they haven't really told you much about this. They only said that Luke stole Ash's life, and I would have really liked to see more of that explained, you know, just as I've been explaining so far, that it makes sense if you think really hard about it. But it would have been nice to see the game actually mention these things, you know. And I don't think as far as I know, because I watched the anime many years ago, and I'm rewatching the anime now, but I haven't got as far, and I haven't got as far in the game as well. So I don't know if this is something that would be more explored in the future, more in the game, if the game will tell me more about it. But for now, I kind of wishing that the game would have made that a little bit more obvious, like maybe talked a little bit more about it. And another thing that I have, another plot point that I have a little bit of mixed feelings about is that Ash, by the way, if you haven't guessed already, this episode is probably gonna have a lot of lore. I wouldn't be surprised if this episode is just lore based, because there's a lot of shit for me to talk about, and there's a lot of shit for me to read in the journal, and a lot of NPCs and party members for me to interact as well. So be warned, this episode is probably going to contain a lot of lore. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is that Ash told Luke that he was trying to defeat Master Van by using Luke. Ash wanted, or at least that's what he said. He said that he wanted to use Luke as a tool to defeat Master Van, and I have a little bit of mixed feelings about this as well, because Ash here is clearly a disciple of Master Van as well. He uses the same techniques that Luke has, and not only that, Ash is one of the 6 god generals which are in direct control or are directly controlled by Master Van, because he's the leader, right, of those 6 god generals, or at least that's kind of what it is, I understood here. And so he basically had many opportunities to take Master Van down, or at least try to take Master Van down. And just like the other plot point that I mentioned about if you think really hard about it on the other plot point, then it makes sense. The same thing applies here. Like, if you think really hard about it, then it can make sense. For instance, Ash might have tried to defeat Master Van but failed, like, in a bunch of different ways, and then he is trying to use Luke as yet another attempt to bring down Master Van, But like I said, that only makes sense if you think really hard about it, and if you think about the things that are happening outside the main plot story, right? The main plot line. You have to really think hard about it, and in order for it to make sense. And that is something that I have mixed feelings about, because I would have really liked to see the game tell me more of this. Tell me that Ash tried and failed to defeat Master Van in many different ways, that would have made me a little bit more, believable, this plot line, And one last thing that I have here in my notes is that I'm not, just like the other 2 major plot points that I was talking about here, I have mixed feelings about Master Van suddenly dropping evil, suddenly just becoming evil. I have a little bit of mixed feelings about that. But just as the other major plot points, if you think hard about it, then it could make sense, maybe. Like I said, I would have liked the game to explore this a little bit more, and maybe the game will. Maybe the game will explore more about this, will tell me more about Master Van and what he's trying to accomplish. The game, actually, there was a scene, I think it was a skit, that Colonel Jade said that he didn't know why Master Van did what he did with Exterior City, he didn't know why Master Van wanted to bring down an entire city, what he had to gain with that, because he didn't just bring down a major city, he killed like a bunch of people, right, like thousands of people. So what exactly does he have to gain by doing that? I would have liked to see the game explore this a little bit more, or maybe the game will, and it will tell me a little bit more about Master Van's point of view and why he did the things that he did, And yeah, that's it. That's all that I have so far on my notes here that I wanted to talk about all of this lore and everything that happened on the game so far, or at least that happened on the last episode, because the last episode was like chock full of lore, so I had a little bit that I wanted to talk about. And this is all that I have to talk about, like all the notes that I've written down here for us to discuss a little bit. But now it can continue, but before we do that, like I said, this episode is gonna be chock full of lore. It might just be an entire episode dedicated to lore. I have 4 new entrants here, because the last one that I read was this one, The Distant Feelings. So I actually have, I think it only took like 1 episode for 4 new entries here, complete entries here to be complete, right? And I want to read these 4, then I'm gonna talk to NPCs, why not, but I really want to read some more here and try to, maybe this journal here, maybe this entries here will tell me more about these plot points that I had to talk about. You know, maybe they will have a little bit more to say. So let's read them. The horrible state of the mines. Axerif was full of miasma, with people lying on the ground everywhere. What a dirty place. Everyone started talking about how to save them. They weren't even worried about catching whatever those people had. I just want to find Master Van. He'll know what I need to do. Apparently, Master Van headed into the mine with the vanguard. I'd better hurry and after him. When we were about to enter the mine, an Oracle Knight came up and called Tyr back because he said they found the 7th Font Stone. I keep getting confused because there are good Oracle Knights and bad ones. All I know is that Moss and the 6 God Generals are enemies, while Ian and Master Van are allies. It seems like Tyr's real purpose was to look for the 7th Font Stone, so Ian agreed and she left. We're relieved not to have to deal with that unsociable girl. Anyway, after Master Van. When we went deeper into the mine, we found a bunch of people collapse. It looked really bad. And I still couldn't find Master Van anywhere. And then I heard Ash's voices in my head, and he told me not to go any farther. Why should I listen to a God General, huh? Okay, so another one. This one is the one that I read, right? Yeah, so this one now. Becoming a hero. We split up to check out the area, and I finally found Master Van at the far end of the mine. There was one of those weird-looking doors behind him we saw in the Zao ruins. A Defect seal, was it? When I approached him, he told Ian to open the door. Apparently there's something called a passage ring in there, and if I use my hyper-resonance on it, the miasma will disappear. Master Van and I made Ian open the seal, and we had it inside. By the way, I also remember that I was remembering about the Zao ruins, and I think the Zao ruins contain another one of those sephiroths or pillars, and I remember that Ash actually contacted Luke and told him to go to the Zao ruins because that's where Ian would be. So I kind of have the idea here that maybe Ash was trying to prevent a tragedy just like the one that happened on Axerif City from happening on Zao ruins, you know? But I'm not sure, it's just a thought that I had. We reached the passage ring, and with Master Van's help, I caused a hyper-resonance. There was a blinding flash of light and an incredible wind. I felt some sort of power flowing out of me, and I couldn't stop it. The whole place shook, and it started to fall. Passage ring and everything. Just then, Tyr and Ash arrived too. I don't understand what happened after that. Master Van called me Replica Luke. Ash yelled at me. That was why I told you to stop. Axerif collapsed, disappeared, and I lost consciousness. Alright, so 2 more here. The Cliffot. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. When I came to, we were in some sort of underground world. Apparently Axerif disappeared, collapsed into the underground, but Tyr protected us with phonic hymn. But Axerif and everybody living there were gone. Is it because I caused a hyper-resonance? No way. Better not to think about it for now. This underground world we fell into is called the Cliffot. The land here is like a bottomless sea of sludge and the remnants of Axerif. The people who survived the fall got swallowed up by that sea. The only thing left is the Tartarus with its emergency buoy. Or buoy. I don't know how to pronounce that. We fled to the Tartarus before we sunk into the sludge as well. Tia seems to know a lot about the Clifford. She says there's a place called Yulia City west of here, so we started out to find it. The Clifford really is empty. No matter how far you go, there's still no sign of Yulia City. While we were traveling, Tia told us something incredible. The land we lived on was once here in the Clifford. Here they call our land the Outer Lands, which were made by taking the land from the Clifford and raising it up into the air. About 2,000 years ago, Aldrand became covered in miasma. Legend says that the miasma was sealed underground with Eula's core. But in reality, the crust of the planet itself was raised into the air, trapping the miasma underneath it. Hold up. About 2,000 years ago, Aldrand became covered in miasma. Okay, so the miasma goes as back as 2,000 years. Got it. Legend says that the miasma was sealed underground with Eula's core. Oh, I get it. So the miasma wasn't sealed. In reality, the crust of the planet itself was raised into the air and making the miasma stay underground, trapping the miasma underneath it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I got it. The Sephiroth were used to hold the Outer Lands up by taking advantage of the power that collects at those vital points. And it was the passage rings protected by death exiles that controlled them. So what I used hyper resonance to destroy was not the miasma, but the passage ring and the pillar supporting the Outer Lands. But I didn't know anything about it, so it's not my fault. Everybody keeps on blaming me. It's not my fault. I didn't make this happen. Master Van said to do it after all. I was just trying to help. It's not my fault. Why is everybody leaving me? It's not my fault. Master isn't feeling well, so I'm writing in his place, Mew. Oh, this is Mew, the Chico. Master isn't feeling well, so I'm writing in his place, Mew. Yulia City was behind a big waterfall. Oh, that's nice. So I guess we only have one more entries here in the journal, and then we can continue. So one thing that I want to show real quick before we read the last journal entry is that I actually picked up this deck brush here, and at first I didn't really understand what it was, but after I looked it up, then it is basically a joke weapon, right? It's basically a broom, just a broom for the deck. And I don't know if the game has many of these joke weapons, and I don't know if it is any good either, and I can't even test it because I don't have Colonel Jade with me, but I just wanted to mention that real quick. So now I can read the last entry here, and then we'll talk to some NPCs and my party members. Like I said, this episode is probably gonna have a lot of lore. So, replica. When the Tartarus reached Yulia City, Ash was there. Ash said the master is a replica of him. Wait. Oh, this is Mew. This is Mew. Mew wrote this. Oh, dude, this is interesting. I would have liked if the game or the journal entry had made it a little bit more obvious who was writing here, but I got it. It's Mew. So I'm gonna start over. When the Tartars reached Yulia City, Ash was there. Ash said that Master is a replica of him. Is that why they look the same? Master got angry and said that he wasn't a replica, and Ash was really angry about Axerius, so they got into a fight. After the fight, Master passed out. I can't understand with all the sad things that happened. Poor Master. Oh. So, Mew wrote like the very last entrance here, or the last paragraph here, and he wrote it. Mew wrote this, and he also wrote these entries here. So I wonder if every entrance from now on is gonna be Mew, or if the game will tell me when it's Mew and when it's Luke. So I'm actually, now that I read all of these journal entries, I'm actually gonna go back here And I'm gonna go back to our series so I can talk to her there and then maybe interact with Luke. So then after it, I can leave and interact with all the other NPCs and my party members and see what they say. So let's see Mew here first. You're my only master, Luke. I'm staying here with you. Anything else? No. How about you? Shall I go ahead and just kill you now? Like hell you will. Huh. I'll never resort to using underhanded tactics on trash like you. So Ash talks a big game here, but at first I thought he might be just a huge asshole, especially when he controlled Luke's body and made him take out his blade and point it at Seer. So I thought he was just a big asshole, but he's changing, or he's showing another side here completely, you know. So I don't know yet. I don't know if he's gonna turn out to be more of a hero or protagonist or a villain or an anti-hero. I would have liked to see Ash here turn into more of an anti-hero, you know. I would have really liked that. And that might explain also the conflict that he would have with Luke, because he's more of an anti-hero and Luke, well, maybe Luke's not a hero just yet, but I think he will turn out to be more of a hero, you know. So only the broom was inside the closet. He's not saying anything else. I'm actually gonna go here and just take a quick look just to see if I didn't miss anything, and then we'll go and talk to the NPCs and my other party members. I'm also the game hasn't made this clear, but I'm kind of guessing that everybody else, like all of my party members, have already been briefed or are already aware of who Ash here is and his relation with Luke and what Luke really is. I believe I can't say for certain if they have, but I kind of got the feeling that they probably are, because when Luke fell unconscious, I think some time had passed, you know. So maybe on this time they took it to explain everything. That's the idea that I'm getting here. You're going back to the Outer Lands, right? I told you, I'm not going with you. Okay. Let's see the other party members and NPCs, what they have to say. Starting with you. Are you looking for Mayor Teodoro? He's in the central facility. I assume you know, but this is where the mayor lives. Okay. How about you, Natalia? Luke, Ash, how have you been? Fine. Could he be more of an edgelord? Do you remember me? Yes. I'm sorry, that was a strange question, wasn't it? Okay, so Princess Natalia may be talking a little bit more about what Ash and her, their childhood together, maybe. I don't know. This is Yulis City's central facility, where the Outer Lands are monitored. It's easily the most important place here. Wait, they can monitor the Outer Lands here? Oh, that's interesting. If you're going to talk to the mayor, he's inside. Okay. Oh, I have Guy there. And another NPC here. And I think I can't go any further than this. So, let's see what this NPC has to say. Uh-oh, this is bad. What I'm going to do? Don't startle me like that. If you're there, say something. Yeah, Ash is kind of a edgelord. So, you know, it's typical. He's doing the typical edgelord shit. Say, you wouldn't by any chance be able to give me some apple gels, would you? I do have some apple gels, but I kind of use some on the battle with Luke and Ash, so I kind of want to buy more, you know. I went to replenish my supply, but they didn't have enough. I don't want to get in trouble again. Do you think you could give me just 3? Sure. 3 apple gels handed over. Oh, thank you. Now I won't get in trouble. You don't talk much, but you're a nice guy. Shut up. Oh man. Tsundere much? Edgelord Tsundere? I actually want to take a look at my audience. So I have 8 apple jaws. Okay, it's not the end of the world, but I would feel better if I could buy a few more. Like 4 more would be good, so I could have a nice stock of 12. So let me talk to Guy here. What's Luke doing? Sleeping. I'm sure he woke up eventually. I see. If he thinks by himself for a while, I'm sure he will realize what he needs to do. Huh. I wonder. Guy. He's as naive a fool as he always was. I don't trust you, you know. I'm going with you to make sure you don't do anything suspicious. Do as you please. Okay. I'm gonna go back here and see. Oh, I have Annis here. Do you have anything further into here? I need to work on returning to the Outer Lands. Okay, so I can't leave. So I'll talk to Annis then. Let's see what she has to say. To think the mysterious Ash the Bloody is a bodical aristocrat. Did you say you were coming too? I'm just going with Ian. I didn't know Luke was that stupid. I'm not so sure about marrying someone stupid, even if he's rich. Hear that, Replica? I mean, that's a win in my book, because I really couldn't care less about Annis, if I'm to be honest. The color of the cliff sky looks awful, and outside is all miasma. I want to go back to the Outer Lands. I wonder if Master Van's plot or ploy or plan or evil plan is to just destroy every single one of the Sephiroths and then bring the Outer Lands completely down, you know? I gotta stop saying you know all the time too, god damn it. Let me go over here and talk to some more NPCs. I see Colonel Jade up there, I see Phone Master Ian here. So let me talk to them. Let me explore too, because there might be some loot to take. Mayo Teodoro has told me about you, but here in Yulia City tools are precious. I'll need to charge you gold for them. Oh, hello. Nice. Nice. Oh, he doesn't sell like status effect bottles, like poison bottle or paralysis bottle. But he does sell apple jaws, which I want. And one more. There we go. I want a nice stock of 12. Let me just take a quick look here. Yeah, I don't think that I want anything else. So, however much they may or may ask, I can't countenance give away resources for free. Okay, dude, I bought it. I paid for them. Chill out. Yeesh. Mayo Teodoro is in the conference room on the upper level. So he's not going through here then. Let me talk to the rest of the NPCs first. Then I'll try to see where this Mayor Teodoro is. This is your first time here, isn't it? Yeah. I don't like this city. The people of this city and I think too differently in regards to the score. Okay. How about you? The door on the lower level leads to the Fountainstone room. You can't read the score in any case, so feel free to look. Yulia Road. This leads to the Yulia Road. Even if you enter, nothing will happen. If you're going to speak with the mayor, he's in the conference room. There's a lot of places to explore too. This is Yulia City's conference and records room. If you're looking for Mayor Teodoro, he's inside. Okay, so I'm gonna go everywhere else but here, and then I'll return there. If we make use of Axery of Sephiroth as planned, we should be able to get back. As planned? Carrying the Tartarus back to the Outer Lands. You can do that? Shut up, be quiet, Replica. What's wrong? You look like you just swallowed a bug. Oh wait, you always look like that. That's funny actually, like an edgelord. Okay, did I talk to you? The far doorway on the upper level leads to the conference room. I think maybe I talked to her. So what do we have here? This hallway leads to our residential area. Outsiders are not allowed to enter. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go drop a save, and then we can see these other rooms here, and then if they don't have anything to take or to explore, then I'll just go to the conference room where the mayor is. So drop a quick save here, then we can continue. Nice. Alright, let's go and see these rooms here. So let's see what these two rooms here have for us. So we have this one. Actually, I'm gonna check the upper floor or upper room here first, then I'll check that other one. So Yulia Road. Let's see what I have here. Oh, hello. Isn't this nice? It has like the ancient technology. Oh, dude, I think I know what this place is. Do you remember like the very first anime cutscene that we had on the game after the Yulia and the Font Sun or whatever, the one that showed Tyr, that she was like, I'm ready to go or something. I don't remember exactly her words, but it was something along those lines. And then she stepped here before teleporting her. I think this is that place. I think that's the place that she walked and were teleported from. Or what I'm assuming it was her being teleported. This is really nice. Hopefully this is the place that I'm thinking, but I think it might be. So let's see this other area here, other room to explore, and then we can go to the conference room where the Mayor Teodoro is. Or is this the Mayor Teodoro? Are you the Mayor Teodoro? Can't even talk to this person. Oh, there's nothing here, dude. Seriously? I can't even interact with this person over here. Oh well, at least I explored. Let's go to the conference room then. Meet the mayor. And talk to him. So yeah, like I said, I think all my party members already know who Ash here is. Or maybe that's what I'm getting here. So let's see what I have here in this conference room. Is the mayor all by himself here? Seriously? Normally you would find like at least a few counselors around the mayor, wouldn't you? Oh well. Hello.
どうかな? クリフォトの感想は?
It sucks. There's miasma literally everywhere.
噂通り気持ちのいいところじゃない。
Yeah.
天は正気と外角大地に覆われ、大地はむき出しのマントルの上を液状化した地殻の一部が流れている。
I also keep wondering how people are still alive here if there's literally miasma everywhere. Maybe the miasma is not in the air itself, so maybe people won't breathe the miasma. That's what I'm getting here.
およそ人間の住む場所ではない。
Yeah.
じゃあなんでこいつらはここに住んでるんだ？
Same thoughts as well.
あんたらも外郭へ移住したらどうだ？
知っているだろう。我らには監視者の役目がある。この土地を離れるわけにはいかない。
How do they like get clean water in order to drink? Maybe the water that falls from the sky? Maybe I'm thinking about this too hard. Probably best to just go with it and don't question it much.
監視者って何を監視してるんだ？タルタロスを外郭に上げること不可能ではないらしいな。
タルタロスにパッセージリングと同様のフォニム活性化装置を取り付けた。一度だけならアクゼリスのセフィロトを刺激して再びツリーを伸ばすことができるだろう。
Also, we can only do this once, huh? So we can't exactly go back and forth to this city right here.
セフィロトツリーに乗せられる形で外郭へ上がるんだな。
さよう。しかしそこまでしてあの陸艦が必要なのか？
必要だから言っている。
わかった。では今すぐにタルタロスへ移動するか？
Not yet.
まだだ。
I need to save my game first.
支度ができたら声をかけなさい。
I'm gonna save my game. And I think I might wrap up the episode here. So it was literally just an episode chock full of lore and exploration, which I don't mind. Hopefully anybody who's watching this video also won't mind some different episodes every now and then. You know, it can't just be progress all the time. Sometimes you gotta take a step back and see all the lore and exploration and all the NPCs talk and whatnot. Because I think that's what makes games, or at least RPGs and JRPGs, more fun, is to actually take your time with it and try to understand everything that is being presented instead of just bomb rushing it. Well, that's just my opinion anyway. So I'm gonna save my game, and after the save, we're gonna wrap up the episode. But I'm liking this. I'm really liking the game more now, especially after reading so much journal entries, especially after interacting with so much NPCs, because it gave me a little bit more of a general idea of what's going on. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me for now. And on the next episode, we're gonna head straight to the conference room again, talk to the mayor, and ask for him to get us up back to the Outlands. But that's only gonna be it. But that's only gonna be for the next episode. And for now, this is all from me for now. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you real soon with some more Tales of the Abyss. Alright then, bye bye for now.